motorbike. Bitch, I'll take you anywhere you like. Someone with the crew, and I'm chilling on the stoofs and feel like a rubber band with all stood me. Not ride on a motorbike. Bitch, I'll take you anywhere you like. Someone with the crew, and I'm chilling on the stoofs and feel like a rubber band with all stood me. Not ride on a motorbike. Bitch, I'll take you anywhere you like. Someone with the crew, and I'm chilling on the stoofs and feel like a rubber band with all stood me. Not ride on a motorbike. Bitch, I'll take you anywhere you like. Someone with the crew, and I'm chilling on the stoofs and feel like a rubber band with all stood me. Not ride on a motorbike. Bitch, I'll take you anywhere you like. Someone with the crew, and I'm chilling on the stoofs and feel like a rubber band with all stood me. Not ride on a motorbike. Bitch, I'll take you anywhere you like. Someone with the crew, and I'm chilling on the stoofs and feel like a rubber band with all stood me. Not ride on a motorbike. Bitch, I'll take you anywhere you like. Someone with the crew, and I'm chilling on the stoofs and feel like a rubber band with all stood me. Not ride on a motorbike. Bitch, I'll take you anywhere you like. Someone with the crew, and I'm chilling on the stoofs and feel like a rubber band with all stood me. Not ride on a motorbike. Bitch, I'll take you anywhere you like. Someone with the crew, and I'm chilling on the stoofs and feel like a rubber band with all stood me. Not ride on a motorbike. Bitch, I'll take you anywhere you like. Someone with the crew, and I'm chilling on the stoofs and feel like a rubber band with all stood me. Not ride on a motorbike. Bitch, I'll take you anywhere you like. Someone with the crew, and I'm chilling on the stoofs and feel like a rubber band. motorbike. Bitch, I'll take you anywhere you like. So I'm with the crew, and I'm chilling on the steps, and feel like a rubber band.
Oops, didn't actually mean to play that last one, but hello! I am HiImCurtisMc, and we are streaming some video spotting live today. Thanks for joining in, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you like that tune. It's an unreleased one from Underduck. Super cool local electronic artist. Local if you're in Vancouver, I guess. Foreign if you're not. In any case, I had to get this session set up for us to start with today. Let's make sure you can actually see that video. The tough part is I always put my videos in the top right corner, and I realize that's a problem with the overlay that I use. But since we're spotting, we don't actually need a whole lot of tracks. We just kind of need to see the video. So let me know. Who's all here? Say hi if you're in the chat. I'm just going to put the video over these tracks, like the session basically, so we can get a whole big view of what's going on, and we can do some spotting. So I guess for the uninitiated here, spotting's like sitting down, watching through the movie, and just seeing through what sort of stuff we're going to have to cover, just to get prepared and like mentally set and know what kind of design challenges we're going to have. We got Derek here in the chat, here to heckle. Oh, man. Once we open the other design session, you'll probably have a lot because I'm just like roughing in some content, so it's not going to sound great today. But it's just going to be nice to have more work done on that. And we have Roshan, EU Pro Tools. I'm sorry. It's just what I'm used to. I can't change it now. I'm too used to it. Well, I will have to change it. I am trying to get some Reaper in here, but this is still the fastest I can work. Anyway, I'm going to be starting by spotting this clip from TheSoundFXGuy on YouTube. I think it's like every month or every other month. I've only found him very recently, but pretty regularly he'll put out some sort of video clip. And it's like a challenge to redesign it. You have like 3-ish weeks. Don't know, enough time for people to find the video and circulate because YouTube algorithm is kind of gross. So people finish these designs, send them in, and it gets reviewed on like a design stream follow-up once everything's submitted. So this is the first one I can actually participate in since I found his channel. And it's pretty much Inception. I'll run the clip and then I can start talking about what I'm noticing right here. Okay, I kind of want to add a fade at the start, so it's like a... Pretty cool. I just noticed this last thing. What falls in the very end? Oh, hello. Let's just set my nudge to frame. There's like this little particle or something that like falls near the end of the clip. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but it's gonna bug me if I don't find out. Or not. So yeah, that's kind of the clip. If everyone still remembers Inception, it sounds sweet. There's a video on the in-depth sound design channel where people talk about the audio for the actual scene in the movie. I quickly reviewed that, but found it's not quite what I want to go for. It has some of the elements there, of course, like debris falling through the air, which is probably the most obvious part. The slow down, time stop, kind of magic effect. They use like whale noises and stuff like that. I just found the final mix. I wanted more of the grainy particle action, especially for this piece, given it's made sort of in Unreal. Sort of in Unreal. It's made in Unreal, but it kind of has a more flat look because you're not working with like a camera. You're working with like a digitally perfect image. And so I'm thinking I really want to grit this up with my own debris design. Of course, there's still some time stop slowdown, but when we get to this shot right here, this is one I really want to take some time, get those detailed particle bits, and really add texture to it, you know? So we can go through and just mark materials that I'm going to need. the first thing is that it takes a while before the time stop kicks. So one thing I want to lock down is when the actual explosion happens. It's kind of around there, it looks like. So time stop explosion. I also realize this might be more entertaining with a background tune. Any preferences, or am I just going to go to playlist here? Let's stick with... Yeah, I'm going to play Voyager by, I think it's Key Puncher in Calgary? I'll add corrections in the video description if I'm wrong. I'll just play some of this. Atmospheric. So we get this explosion, everything jumps up. We don't have any windows breaking in this, which I wanted to review after watching the Inception scene, because there are those like windows shattering, but they sound like punchy and low instead of, you know, bright and glassy. Got some stuff flying through the air. Solid wood. Alright, so despite nothing breaking, I do want ceramic breaks in the end as well. Just because it is like... Yeah, in Inception it really like everything shatters apart, so you get all this grit. Oh wait. So there's a definite like slowdown at this point-ish. Time slows down. So lean heavier into your like time stop and gushy, glorby, timey-wimey junk. Get there. So we get street angle here. Running through. The thing I'm kind of noticing is that this sandwich board is just staying in place. Doesn't have any kind of like buckle or movement to it. It's just kind of hovering there. Okay, we get a couple. Like this chair over here hits the ground. Now, if there wasn't COVID, this would be a great opportunity to head down to your local pub patio and just smash it and record it, and then you have your design done. So this is the money shot. Lots of debris, and I want to say like floating essence of object. Like, I'm seeing... Maybe not, like, all the plates and stuff, because that can just kind of be ceramic and... I was going to say porcelain, but I don't think that's accurate. It's kind of like just ceramic, dropping, bouncing, sound, hovering in air. But I'm looking at stuff like the wine bottles. And I'm like, okay, is there a way I can get, like, an essence of it floating there, like... the actual wine sloshing around as their closed bottles. Since we don't have like a visible spill, I'm not going to do watery stuff, but like a wine in bottle shaking, bubbly kind of sound. Bubbly? Not bubbly, but like glorpy. A lot of wood stuff. Nothing in the building breaks. It's just kind of like a shockwave on all these objects. Okay, then we speed up. Around what? Like... Oh. Kind of Yeah, like gradually speed up starts around here. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I didn't hit down arrow. Okay, there we go. So there is like a weird thing that happens here. Interesting. Okay, so it's like a shadow. So there's something above. Like shadow. An object above. So we play it at half. Yeah, it looks like maybe a plate that got too high up and the light from Unreal is just like casting the shadow. So I think I could play that a bit for comedy, like not literally a cartoon bomb fall, but basically a cartoon bomb fall for something off screen. Maybe for that added punch, because it is like pretty much end of the piece when that lands. Maybe like an angry cat that's like meow when like the plate falls from the sky and scares it. I don't know. So that's a decent idea. Oh, I didn't rearrange this. Oops. Something nice with the next session, and actually choosing some sounds and doing a bit of sound work, is I added a bunch of new stuff to my SFX template that I kind of want to walk through, inspired by Marshall McGee, if any of you watched his video on native instruments, and using native instrument stuff to do with design, but mostly just taking samples out of some good contact libraries, which, understandable, man. That's really how it be. We'll just do What's the Rush by Mustache. Chill times. How's everyone's Friday going, by the way? You guys up to anything super cool, or just kind of another day, another shot at finding work, I assume? I feel like everyone's in that boat. It's super awkward. Notes. Noted. Oh man, just notes. Zone 7. Touching up the old resume and cover letter. Yeah, man, I feel that. What is it? After this stream, I actually have to trim down a cover letter and then send another application in. It's just that grind. I was also, I guess, supposed to have a phone call or something, but maybe the person was like sick today, so that's kind of weird. If I suddenly jump out and leave you guys on the pause screen, maybe it went through. Who knows? So, cartoon bomb fall. And if I can just see the bottom of this video. Funny plate impact. Rashawn says he's finishing up his reel. Awesome stuff, man. Yeah, whenever it's done, send it over to me. Want to see what's in it, especially since seeing some of your latest integration work. Looks super nice. Nah, just a video glitch. So we have basically just a marker. Tension, building, include normal, ambient. So yeah, we have a second. Yeah, we have like just over a second to set the stage here. So I'm thinking like a basic light traffic city background, something on the corner but not densely populated, just kind of like normal sounding. Rashawn also says, also secret Reaper Wise integration software dev, maybe. Oh, that sounds awesome. Very exciting. I hope that all goes super well. It's been nice. I've been back in Wise and Unity again. That feels really nice. I missed working with Wise like a ton. Okay, so the explosion is kind of more of a shockwave for me. Explosion, more of a shockwave effect than boom. Time slows down. Time slow down stuff is really cool. Something neat, and I wrote this idea down on a cue card. I've been starting a weird little like cue card holder that's full of ideas, whether it be like Wise integrations or sound designs or library ideas. Whatever I like think of, I'm like, oh yeah, I should do that. I just like write a design plan on a cue card and I put it in the thing, so I can just take it out at a moment's notice and be like, okay, I'm gonna work on this thing. And one idea I had was finding a bunch of ways to use RX wrong, quote unquote. Like just doing the things you're not supposed to do in order to get weird sounds. One really cool idea from Owen, oh my god. I'll find him somewhere. But one of the League of Legends sound designers is you clip a signal out to shit, and then you try declipping it, and RX gives you these weird, grainy, magic, sci-fi artifacts. They're super cool. And something I found in my own experimentation was using ambience match on anything that sounds really tonal. So, horns or metal impact or like a bell or something weird like that. Just something noisy, not exactly musical, if it can be helped. And you ambience match it, and you get this really weird bed that you can start bending around. Derek says RX output noise is always cool. It is. It really is. If you hook like a... Oh. Hello, Deltarune. Da, da, da. We'll keep it dancey. But yeah, if you hook some kind of cool delay or like crystallizer up to anything that'll give you clicks on output noise. You of course like soften the clicks so it's not gonna like hurt people. Like you don't want it to still be clicky, but you use the clicks and the delay to create like weird rhythmic nonsense. So yeah, an idea is to just find a bunch of cool ways to do things like that. Yeah, ambience match is very fancy. Oh shoot, I keep forgetting that's not an RX standard. That's like an RX advanced thing, isn't it? I don't remember the packs anymore. Rashawn says never thought of using them like that. Yeah, me neither. Like the declip thing was new to me. As soon as I like heard it, I'm like, what the hell? That's so cool. Let me take a quick pit stop. I'll post it in chat because I saved it. I'll also, after making a few notes here, I'll make a quick post about where you can go to also join in this redesign if you'd like. I'm gonna go with something a little less loud on music. Crime scene, passers-by, voila. I don't know. I'm thinking some touch of comedy for the end. Because we start with, like, something really cool looking. Oh, what? I tried to just play a song and it was like, it's not there. Anyway. Because we start with something that's kind of like, yo, this stuff all sounds cool. It's very Inception, epic, awesome sound effects. And then in the end, I kind of want it to be funny and cute. It's like, okay, all the stuff lands kind of comedically. You get this weird shadow. It'll hit like a cat or something in the background. But we get like these tiny details because it is like Unreal, just physics doing its thing. So we get like this this bowl that bounces around on the street and then kind of like rocks around a bit at the end. Like, I don't know, that's kind of cute. Just sound designer things, going through a video frame by frame and being like, oh yeah, I can make that sound cute. Cute bowl Foley. I don't know. Can the bowl be a character and get Foley if I think it's cute? Alright, so that's basically some rough spotting, and I have some ideas of stuff I want to do. For the most part, though, I've been really distracted with this other session. Hello, workspace. I'll get to you later. So this one's pretty rad. This is the one I posted up on Instagram, and a quick promo on my Instagram story. I made a quick video edit of a cutscene from a, I think, criminally underappreciated and like under known game. Not a lot of people have experience with it, and it's Xenoblade Chronicles X. I love this game so much. So for this, you get the broad stroke action. I'm just making sure it doesn't collide with today's content. Oh, whatever. So we get a bunch of cool stuff. I'm just going to run through the guide track here, and I think you'll see why I was drawn to this piece. This stuff is super cool. I'm just going to make sure we're good. And yeah, let's just run. Funny. Okay. Oh, that's what I did. Okay, so Rashawn earlier shouted out Pro Tools by saying, ew, Pro Tools. Yes. What I'd done is I'd muted it in my voice meter, which is a quick like mixing software that I use to compile a bunch of stuff together. So I have like my mic. I'm using Elgato Sound as a different audio input for my music because Foobar gets really upset just trying to run into voice meter. And then it clones my output to my main output my main output from my complete device. And then Pro Tools can send it as virtual input, getting around Pro Tools being super finicky with its I/O. That's basically my setup. And then running into OBS where it just runs voice meter submix. I have a separate channel for my mic in OBS that I never really use, and PC audio for whatever is just coming out of my PC. All in all, kind of works. But because of that, when I was setting up and trying to get the video, sometimes Pro Tools has a little wake-up screech that it throws in your ears. And so I muted it in voice meter so it wouldn't screech on stream if it came up. It didn't, but safety. Anyway, let's give this a try, and we'll watch this cutscene through.
Well, that was fun. Let's get the hell out of here.
Oh, let's go.
Hell is that?
kind of get the idea. There's a big, like, dragon creature. He flies in. He starts messing with these, like, lion, wolf, dog, cat things. Yeah, the visual design is really cool. And it comes from a source that not a lot of people have had eyes on. So that's kind of why I really like it. It's like creature design for a fairly big budget AAA studio game. This is made by Monolith Soft, division of Nintendo. So like pretty big title. Nintendo choices while watching like Real Talk always seem to go over pretty well. At least for people to be like that's a bold choice. But like no one has played Xenoblade X. So it's kind of cool. The thing that really drew me to it was rewatching it, being in sound design now, and knowing all of the sound effects are just stock in this scene. There's not a lot of original design. I'd wager there's no original design. Especially for, as Derek put it in chat, the shiny Evital. And it's like, you get this, this sound that, I mean, this came out before the Babadook, but that's the most famous use of this stock sound I can think of, outside of like the Icon of Sin from Doom 2, like the original Doom 2. Like you get this immaculate looking creature. Like the designers and modelers fucking knocked it out of the park. It's so cool. Right? And it gets this like big shout. It's scary. It's messing up these weird enemy dudes. But then it sounds like a stock sound effect that was used in like video games in the 90s. This game came out in 2015 as well. So it's like, I don't know. For me seeing this, and it happens a lot when I watch a lot of media that comes out of Japan. I don't know why. Actually, I have a feeling that it's because of the intense deadlines that Japanese sound designers have to work under, that they kind of reach for stuff that works just to get it done. Because the focus is on voice and music a lot more than it is sound effects. Because like there's potential to make really awesome stuff, and there's cases where they do make really awesome stuff when given the time. This just wasn't one of the times. But there's this moment right here too that really bugs me on a creature thing. I'm not going to be doing creature stuff today. I'm going to be doing the rocks and debris and just roughing in some of the sound effects I thought sounded cool in my library. But this moment, I just want to point it out because we watched it, always gets under my skin a little bit. You get this this big like shockwave roar, but for whatever reason, the sound gets quieter. This happens in a lot of media, and I don't understand why. Like, I don't get why there's this shock wave, but there's no, like, sub-layer. There's maybe, like, a partial wind layer that starts coming in. But there's no big bellow or, like, vocal power to back that up. It just kind of gets quieter, and it plays this, like, droning roar. Whatever. Shows this because it's really cool. I'm going to be doing the range from, at least first. I can expand the design out, but looking back on like designing for VFS, I made some video cuts to get this to a tight time that I thought I could work with, which is 2 minutes and 15 seconds total. But I'm just designing for this 1 minute here. So right when the lions are on screen, start there and end around here. I sort of made this guy the main character, quote unquote, for this scene, and we kind of follow his reactions through a lot of this this sequence. Rashawn suggests try that slime bubble sound design someone posted on Twitter. Yeah, that's what I was thinking for sure. You get this big, gurgly kind of sound. That's definitely a layer I want to have. Another idea I had for the shiny Evital, called the Telethia in the game. This cool guy. Do I have a better shot of him anywhere? I realized it shows a recording of the scene rendered at night in fog. There's a couple different versions I found. There's one in day that looks a little too bright. I like the darkness because you can make this area sound menacing and kind of sickly, like how it is in the game. Short story is that it's like this area is taken over by like a virus of some kind that's infected local wildlife. So it's meant to sound kind of sickly and dark and not really comfortable, like very barren. So because of that, the darkness and the fog kind of helps. So that's why I decided to stick with the scene, even after realizing I could get different captures at different times of day. But yeah, for this guy, something that I wanted to highlight is that we don't know a lot about this creature in the game. It's kind of a mysterious force. You don't really know why it helps you. It comes up in a couple other side quests as this mysterious interloper into affairs. And so I wanted to play it a little bit like with some... What's the term? I rewatched the in-depth sound design video for Arrival and how they designed the voices of the heptapods, because it is this big, bellowy, chesty kind of sound. And I'm like, okay, I want some of that because we're below this creature when we see our characters. And so we want that big weight and presence and like it's speaking. But the thing that spoke to me rewatching that video was that there's a gravitas and like a holiness almost, like a sacred nature to the heptapods. And it's not that it's just roaring and making noise and sounds like a really badass creature, but it's that they're speaking. It's that they're communicating, but we just don't understand it. I really want to go for that with this Telethia, in that it is very intelligent and it is talking with us, but we just don't understand what it's saying. What its goals are well beyond what we can interpret. That's kind of the world building and story I've put on this creature. So along with something very neat and creaturey, like some gurgly deep slime bubbles, obviously some kind of cool like camel groan, or what's like another weird animal to put in there. Obviously I'll put a layer of my own voice doing like the scary creature, ugh, what is that kind of sound. But along with that, I do want something ethereal, something a little magical, out of this world and unknown. So because of those lofty ideals, I'm probably not going to be designing that right off the bat, just to get some stream content going for 2021. So I've started with the rocks. I've been thinking about designing these rocks for longer than I care to admit. Thinking like, oh, it would be so cool if I, roughed in some of the rock work in this piece. Because there's a lot of like slamming and grabbing and really selling these impacts on rock is something I really want to do. So something I did already, I kind of got lost in the sauce the one day and I picked a bunch of cool sounds that we can see here. A lot of it's just trimmed and faded when there's duplicates, trying to get the creature grabs done. So this is going to sound really rough. It's running through a quick pre-master and a couple limiters, so let me know how the volume is, and I can just make some adjustments on stream. But for now, this is the kind of stuff we got. Oh, no, not you. So we got these drones. I wanted to rough I wanted to rough these low, rumbly, rocky earthquake things on just the presence of this thing as it lands. Kick up some dust clouds, throw some pebbles. Problem is, it starts getting unfiltered at the end of this clip. So what I think I have to do is just be a sound designer and cut together stuff. For now, it just gets the idea in there that I want that. Cool. The next part I have are like rock details. Little present and isolated, for sure. But something to indicate that like rocks are flying, things are falling as this creature gets up. Then we have a very loud explosion. I'm just going to knock that down a bit. As this lion beast gets flung into a wall. Oh, this is fun. Okay, so. So we got some big, like, boom. Kind of low on that, because we're close enough to the camera. And I want to sell that it's like, that this impact on the cliff is what kills this creature. And then when it falls down here, it's already dead at this point, but it falls down and its body's just limp. Like, that's kind of the story I want to tell with that impact here. So we have this explosion rock, which I think has the metal. Yep. Cool little rock explosion, but it, like, a rock hits something metallic in the source recording. So what I'm going to try to do here is ye old RX. Let's just put that above the website. We're going to send this guy over. And we're going to bring RX onto my screen because, oh my gosh, my RX is an absolute mess. Excuse me. There we go. This guy. I'll probably close a bunch of these modules. Usually I have it on my second screen, but I'm monitoring the stream on my second screen. Something we're kind of going to do is just find where that metal is. Kind of there. Yep. And I'm hearing it. Oh my goodness, I'm forgetting. I was just in Ableton yesterday designing, or sorry, not designing, just like tuning some drum kits. So I was trying to like click and drag down to like zoom in. So we got this region up here. This is kind of a quick and dirty method. Ideally, I just have a different sound, but considering I'm still kind of starting with sound design, my library is not massive. So I'm going to see if I can make this work. If not, I can go out to, like, probably not. Well, I was going to say Deep Cove, but then I was like, oh, but it's so busy. There's a lot of people. And then I thought, well, there's still a bunch of the COVID, so I don't know. I don't know if it's too busy. There's a spot in, like, Port Coquitlam that you can kind of off-road a bit, and there's lots of rocks to smash. Maybe I could go there. But, yeah. So the thing I want is just to get rid of that metallic ting, if possible. Oh, that's kind of another fun idea I had while, like, working in some designs in RX. Nah, so that's gonna... With one, it's lesser, but not ideal. Yeah, I might just find something else. I got distracted thinking about that slime bubble. Yeah, sorry, I got really distracted. I was trying to think of what that person used for their slime in the cup that they like played with. / how I can make some of my own. Yeah, we're just gonna go away, RX. I love you, but go away. Or sorry, I should be applying the lessons of Kieran. I don't need you right now, but I love you. That's how you do it. Rock explosion. And the last part that I actually roughed in are like this Lethia kind of grabbing, because it is like 4 legs and 2 arms, and the arms have like weird claws on them. So if you watch through, I kind of put these 3 rock hits just to... Oh! Oh, you love to see it happen. All right, I might have to restart depending on how this goes. We'll see. But yeah, definitely got to restart. Thanks, Pro Tools. Very cool. This is your reminder that both Reaper and Nuendo are probably going to become game audio standards. So, yeah, no. We'll just reopen that. The Avid video engine is already so rough to work with, so it's like worse on PC. Let's go in again and retry. Okay, so excuse me. What was that? Oops. Aha. Well, we'll just retry that again. Give our X a close. Who knows? Audio might be glitching out. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is. While we're here, though, let me quickly post the SoundFXGuy's video.
I'm going to just really quickly run down and explain kind of what my thought process is behind all these steps in this chain for creating...
Excuse me, what? Oh, like totally audio stuttering. Okay. Let me restart voice meter then. 1 second. Hello, is that any better at all?
After, just so we get that out of...
Yeah, it seems to be. Just on that test, anyway. I realized that video that accidentally started was stuttering for me as well, and I'm like, what? And just in time. All good. Awesome. All right. Yeah, just a voice meter thing. Anyway, what I just linked is the SoundFXGuy's video on that Inception redesign. The deadline for submissions is... Where are you? March 5th. And then the review stream is on March 12th. So if any of you are interested in throwing together a quick design for that, there it is. All the info's there. He also just put up a video 2 hours ago on post sound effects best practices. So yeah, why not? Let's reload, see what happens. I'm still gonna blame the video engine for all that happening, because why not? There we go. Video, please. Thank you, thank you. Just some like quick crunches to get like the rhythm of where it's at. I also want something to accent its like weird claw hands. I think you get a good shot of one like right here. Yeah, there we go. Look at those things. Look at those fingers. Apologies for that. Just sneezed off camera. Off mic? Whatever. So yeah, something scrapey for these claws hitting the ground, but mostly this big impact of this, like, big ol' hand. It grabs our guy. He starts... He gets, like, real upset. That's about the ideas I've looked at now. Let's see what else I haven't used. I think I dragged in these to try to, like, choose parts I really liked. Medium crash. Let's give that guy a go. Small crash? I don't know if I use those. Nope. That's explosion, hard rock. That's hit explosion, rock hard. Oh god, phrasing. Let's just stick with these and see what they sound like. Do lower your sound effects before you, like, preview them. They could be really loud, so careful. So we got these guys. Okay. Almost sounds like ice. It's crazy. Huh. Yeah, that... The third still sounds icy. These two at least sound kind of rocky, so we'll use those. And I'm thinking of this when, like, the lion thing falls off the cliff and we get that kind of crumbly action. Let's just see if I can get a bit rough with it. Yeah, that kind of works. We'll just cut to there. See what happens with what. We'll try that. Not a smooth ending, but it's not bad. So let's find the spot this is at. Smaller video, please. Thank you. There we go. When he kind of falls down here. Oh. I'll just put this on. I guess I'm running this as like a mono. Because it's more of a point source. Or is it? Eh, whatever. Hey. Running a little late. You know what? That might actually be a suitable replacement for that weird rock hit with the metal over here. It's got more of the crumblies after that first impact. Give this a try. Oh, oops. Yeah, I kind of like that. Layer in a layer of dust and rocky bits. Derek says it's time for him to do some work in Pro Tools. Yeah, see you, man. Best of luck. Hope your work goes well. Alright, we'll see if this works. Yeah, it fills in some of that rocky, like that crumbly rock that we're missing by not using that. Play those up a bit. me just, yeah, run that out. Cool. I think I have the gravel layers. Like using or I'll just group it, move it over. Boop. We can just add in all the gravel that hangs around over here. I don't really want anything terribly distinctive. Like any one hit to stand out. Because it's just kind of raining gravel the whole time. It's kind of clicky. Yeah, we don't like that. At that point, we kind of get it. We can fade that out a bit. Yeah, sweet, start that up around there. Kind of wondering. Oh, yeah, because it has some distinctive parts. Because that one sounds like a little close. A little present. There we go. That should work. So if we then time this to come in once the explosion starts dying down. Kind of fill in that gap right after we get like boom, all the noise. And then we have something afterwards. Because when it's boom, all the noise, it's not like, you're not going to be able to really pick up that like, oh, the gravel hasn't started yet. Oh no, there's still a big explosion in here. It's pretty loud. Yeah, something like that. Play. What's a sub explosion doing? Okay, so maybe do around there. So. At this point, I feel like I could start fading it out. Then add maybe more rock falls than gravel fall. But we go from that, like gravel fading, and then we impact when it kind of leaves. So slapback might sound good on the impact. Yeah. Yeah, something rocky up against the cliff wall. I like that. Sorry, Roshan. Are you calling the impact like this cliff? Or the one where he falls on the ground? I think either would be sweet. Either would kind of sell it being like the emptiness of the space, like how it's a big canyon area. And then also that like hollow echo of just like, oof. Like it's quiet enough and it's tense enough that you could hear it, slap back a bit either. Yeah, I like that. I think I'll just, do I not have a notes track? Oops. This is another nice part of this design is I've put in a couple things that I want to make staples in some of my templates when I'm editing. So that will be nice. Just going to throw note, Sean, slapback away. On tainted impacts. I'm just using the actual name for all the characters because, like, I don't know. Before I started, and even like in the early terms of VFS, I didn't understand when a lot of the instructors or people commenting would just sort of call the stuff on screen whatever they wanted. Even when it was like something pretty iconic that had a name. They're just kind of like, oh yeah, they'll like the swordsman guy. Or what was it? There was a piece in a graduating class that took a fan film of Majora's Mask and like the Skull Kid. And they didn't call Skull Kid the Skull Kid, even though he like has a name. That is what he is. But it's like, oh yeah, that like wooden boy or whatever. I was like, why don't they do that? And you realize it's like, because they're just trying to get a point across. It's not about using the character names or whatever when you're among sound folk. It's just like, okay, well, what gets the point across of what I'm trying to do? So I've been calling them like lions, even though the technical term is like, oh, they're the tainted. They're this, ooh, scary. But if it's like, if I can just say, yeah, they're the weird alien lions, and you go, okay. It gets the point across. Wow. Do I have another one for you? Way too big. Yeah, something like that. I kind of... Clickies. That one's got a bit too smooth of an attack. Let's go for this guy. He goes, he falls down. Oh no. Were I playing this for like the gents in VFS? Were I playing it for more comedy? I'd probably like... What did I do for gents? It's like this animated film with two like mechs fighting each other. And for one of it, I put like this kind of fleshy, almost crunchy, like leaf peeling sound when it falls off this building. Were it more funny, I'd probably play a similar like peeling sound. This guy's just like... Hi, Frank. Nice to see you in chat. He's like, I have no idea who Skull Kid is. Not everyone knows every character. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so if you just generally use it, it works. But it's like... I don't know. It was hard to conceptualize for a bit of like, oh, well, like, shouldn't you know the character names? And when working with directors, ideally you should have your characters and stuff straight for sure. But it's like when you're just talking to people, it's the broad strokes work, and that's exactly how it should be. Oh, Lex is in chat. Hi. She says, rawr, push. Yep. Happy him. He's having a bad day. Anyway. Ah! That click's gonna bug the hell out of me. Let's see if I can just... The tiny pebbles. See if we can play it, but I want to send you away right now. I'm sending you away. Go to RX school. No, don't save. I tried to close it because I wasn't sure if that was causing the audio issue earlier. There we go. Wait, what? Oh! Oh. Weird. Okay. So, routing thing. I'm just going to quickly see if I can change that for future reference. Ah, whatever. Yeah, I was just coming through a different device and voice meter. Oops. Fuck that. That is huge. I am not sure. It seems like a straight up like audio error, not like a click in recording. I don't like that second thump. That's pretty weird. There's another guy right here. No thanks. Out of here. Zoop. There we go. No worries, I'll just cut around that weird second thump. Because I just want like the crunch impact on this guy. I feel like I can get better debris layers somewhere else, but I want the crunch. Gonna get soft there, so we'll just go. There's probably, I mean, definitely Frank. Please speak to this if you have anything. But I usually like to cut on the massive peaks that I see, and I'm like, okay, I can go from this peak to kind of like this peak, and if I fade it together, it should sound okay. I don't know if that's a tried and true method. I haven't run into issues yet, but if anyone has like a cool process, please feel free to share. Almost sounds like tonal and weird. I'm also starting to wonder if just a bone crunch is what I'm after, but kind of okay with this for now. Again, a huge problem I've been trying to work on personally with a ton of personal development is just to go with it and not get hung up on details too early. So I just want something rocky, something crunchy. If it ends up not being the final sound I go with, that's okay. But just to have something in place to have ideas. Ugh. Definitely want something a little fleshy. There's not a lot of visible gore particles, I guess. We get this one frame of like squelchy blue creature blood. But it's not too graphic, and I kind of want to add a bit of that detail. Wait. Let me check to make sure I'm not like crazy. What were you rated, game? I feel like it was rated T. And I could probably just play the squelchy gore they use, which is like, again, kind of stock gore, but it's like, I feel like it's a lot more gory than just adding in, you know, regular old fluid and meat. So what is it? He kind of like picks this guy up. He gets real mad and he goes, "Rah!" Oh, police. Rashawn says, use mud recordings to get flesh textures as layers. Yeah. Yeah, that one's super good. I guess any thick mud would probably get some good like squelches and gloops for things. Emergencies happening in Burnaby. More news at 11. Yeah, mud's great. Another suggestion I got from Aftertouch Audio in one of his videos about like gore sound design is to mix flour and water to a point where it gets to like a consistent, thick but not like paste. Like it's still liquid, but it's thick like blood, and it's just flour and water. That can also work pretty well. But yeah, getting mud recording just for that, like pool of liquid would be sweet. There it is. Hey, you guys like oranges? It's the same sound back to back. It's like I understand the deadlines are likely very unreasonable. I just the potential here that's been skipped over makes me a little sad. Anyway. I digress. Let's get to some of these opening ones. I'm going to get some actual Foley going for these creatures. Probably get some like thumps later when doing footsteps, but this first, land on the ground. This big like foot comes down, bang. I should probably be more specific than that. Telethia, oops. Foot, land. Oh, it's not quite the foot landing now, is it? It's kind of when the camera shakes. That's kind of what I'm like looking for. Maybe there because it settles more. Did I? Yeah, I still had a notepad open. I was going to put in some time code spotting, but I was like, I'll just make clips and go to this Telethia thing. So Telethia design ideas. I'll start collecting some good stuff. Mode recordings for flesh texture layers. Then kind of skids along the ground. Do I have a rocky skidding sound? Let's see. Skid. I'll try scrape, because that's probably better. Fuck that. Car brakes, not really. Huh. Interesting. Fuck that. Nah, that's tires. That one almost sounds like a weird roar, probably just from its low quality, but I'm gonna vibe it. I'll see if it works. Boop. Let's try. Oh, it said I was gonna do scrape, not scuff. Weird footsteps. Weird. No, not really. Scrape. Now, because the big, like, creature has some claws that's digging in with, I feel like I can get away with something a little harder than rock skidding. Like, if there is a touch of, like, a... not quite metallic, but something firmer, you know? I'm hearing the, like, vowels of a roar in that, which is kind of weird. Kind of weird, dude. For burn. That might work. Save that. Second one's also a maybe, but maybe not. That part. This is good for some up close scrunching. I was thinking if it crumbled enough, it could get the texture across as it's like sliding with its prey over here. It does like a huge Oh, no. That's when it drops it. There we go. Lands, grabs the guy, slides, zoom, then takes back off. Yeah, it takes off into the sky with it. So what else can we get? Nope. Nope. Well, no. You ever just hear something and it's just, this is funny? Okay, not what I'm looking for either. I feel like that might be sold by the weight of the movement. So if I just put in our rock stuff. Wait, do I have like, oops. Earthquake. Yeah, that's actually not bad. Nah. Kind of weird. Yes, let's. Oops. Oh my goodness. What have you done? There we go. $96K cannon shots resample for the footsteps, maybe. That's actually really good too. Yeah, definitely like cannon shots with some kind of, not quite a band pass, but like a bell to make it a bit more resonant and footsteppy, you know? I know I tried that for my creature in my final, and I did like a contact patch with the resonant low pass cannon shots, some like ground crunch and grass because it's foresty. Didn't turn out well in that case, but maybe just cut separately. That might be good. I actually kind of buy it at that moment. That's cool. So like the shot when it goes over this white hair lady here. So it kind of goes here. I actually buy all that like crumbling and weight at that moment. So this works. I just have to find the right spot. Oh, that's pretty good too, actually. I'm just going to isolate this for a sec. Oh, I like that. Gonna get this like quieter part when it drops off. So what I'm thinking for that is this shot specifically. Come on. There we go. This shot where we see it like encased in that dust cloud. Over there is pretty cool. But at this part, I want to start being like the sound director of this redesign. I want to start focusing on the creature's presence and the fear from the lions instead of the rumbling and the dust and the dirt. It's like we still have that to an extent. But at this part, I want to start bringing in the dynamic of the creatures exchanging like battle banter at each other, kind of. Lions being scared here, and the bird creature, dragon being all like, rah! You know. starts getting a little rattly. Let's maybe play that. I don't really want the very close mic rocks. Oops. We'll do like that. I'll see if I can get it a bit tighter. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, ah! I hate it when that happens. So I have some, I guess just like memes macroed on my macro keys on my keyboard. And sometimes I accidentally hit it when I'm working and it sucks. I need like a separate mode for a keyboard when working. So that's the first shot. It's 1 frame. Yeah, let's do a quick lead up. Just constant drone. Cool. That actually helps glue it pretty well. I like that. Then we get a bit more, like replace, no, don't replace the sublayer. Now that I'm just like rewatching it, because we kind of get that to fade out. We get this presence of the creature. Maybe a like pow, pow, as it like readjusts its step. Kind of like pow, pow. Because it's kind of like centaur-ish in body design. And it rears its head, and we want a little bit of quiet. A little bit of space here. So when this roar happens and we get this shock wave, you can hit with the boom, like another huge, you know, physical thing that your listener can feel, because the visuals are telling us, yo, it's roaring so loud, it's disturbing the air. Rashawn is like, gonna go edit my reel now. Good luck. Looking forward to hearing more. Thanks, Rashawn. Best of luck on the reel. Also, send it at me when you're done. I super want to hear it. And if I didn't say it earlier, God, was it an Unreal project? The spaceship you did. Killer work on that. I love it. Maybe I could just cut that for perspective. Let's see. Because I can get away with some cheekier edits on this guy as well. Let's go where it's actually a bit stereo. For sure, we'll hit you up in Discord. Yeah, man, I'll talk to you later. Oh, there we go. Oh, I don't want that. I don't want that weird dumpster crunch or whatever that was. Boop. Kind of a weird slide there. Cool. So because perspective, just on this frame cut, the edit can be a little, like as I kind of alluded to earlier, a little cheekier. Be a little rougher. Even without the fade, that works. So it's lighting up. And it's kind of like blood. So at that point, the camera goes a little wild. That's when I want that. So its weight fully lands around there. Try this sweep. Because we're going to get that claw impact. I want a quick bit of gore for this, like 2 frames of blood particle. Because I find it entertaining. I got a couple of perspectives. Sweet. So we got a nice rumble when he lands. What was this? Oh yeah, I just went crazy and I'm like, I don't know if this can be used. There's a weird like laser rifle sound effect I listened to. I'm like, oh, that's neat. So I crystallized it to get a gross tone out of it. Don't know if this will stay, but it's something for... Scary. Though not really, it sounds a little weak. Got some cool rumbles. I could probably just recycle some of that. So this is the same rumbling as earlier, just the low subby layer, not the rocky earthquake we just added. This I sort of dropped in a rough before, but something I tried outside of the main minute that I want to design first, and then I can design outside of that minute if I want to keep going. But just having that solid minute of cover everything, and then I can do the rest of the video because I trimmed it down. But I tried tying that low sub rumble to when we're really close up to the creature's face, when it kind of looks right at the characters. And just tied it to its mouth movement a bit just to see if it fit. And I kind of like it. That with like a heavy of like air with like that. Not that at all, but more of like a growling. Kind of like checking you out kind of growls and noises. There's that low presence in it. It's kind of cool. So I'm just going to recycle one of those. Excuse me. There we go. Find a good spot. I think that covers us for the action. Okay. So yeah, he grabs it to let the foot land. Okay, just to rough it in around there. And that takes, oops, takes off again right as our white hair woman looks up around there. So kind of want to start it. Oh, excuse me. It's not COVID. Throat's just dry. So I want to start it around here and then have the option to just fade it in the mix. It goes boom. Just after we get that terrified face. Then we get giant wing beat. Yeah, something like that. A little early. Nah, that's looking a little late. I'm looking at the wing action of when like we don't need the ground rumbling, we need like the air shaking again. Kind of this like flap as it goes by. Some kind of there, maybe. Goes. A little aggressive on that ending. I think because there's a wing, I could be a little tighter on the fade. Flap. And then we're up. Cool. Not bad. Not bad at all. We need... Wait, was there still... something I didn't use that I pulled already? No, I've used those. Ah, yes. Ah, perfect. The affectionately the sweetener. That's pretty cool. Cool, so I just demoed it, partially sped up, like maybe 20%, and it's at the speed I want, because, like, this is kind of the, where would I use this? I'd probably use this in, like, this, like, aftermath area. Alexa says the CDCK drone, this one right here is kind of like the ambience and phasmophobia. And it totally is. It just has that, like that same kind of resonant sub note, which I don't know. It definitely works. It's like, ooh, spooky ghost. I find for me, just like having that right on my ears when I'm playing the game constantly in the house is like a little much. Then again, I feel like Phasmophobia still has a lot of content that's still going to be put in there, so maybe they'll address it. Who knows? I feel like there's ways you could really, like, fuck with players more if you messed with some of the stuff instead of, like, leaving it kind of static. Like, imagining the ambience getting more intense as you know a ghost is leading up to start a hunt, that sort of thing. Or just the unpredictability of it. Yeah, I feel like flat drone, not the most exciting for an actual ambience. Yeah, so when we get to this shot, like right here. That's where I see it being kind of useful. Maybe not a second one, just more of the same. Different direction, perspectives. Maybe in the aftermath, so... So I'll start with that. We'll cut it to... Oops. Then we'll kind of cut it on the head shot here. Because at that point, it's really just about that creature being all mad. Starts to get weird when it isolates over here. I feel like I just need more rockfall, but it kind of fits. Yeah, if we just had another, like, rockfall layer up here. More rocks. And then I'll engage in one of my Pro Tools bad habits, and that's just leaving elastic audio on nearly all the time. Alt num 5. Get this guy, and I'm going to try 115 and see if that... Oops. 15% faster. 15% or more on car insurance. Yeah, it's got it. Some from around there, maybe. I don't want anything too distracting. That might work. If we keep it pretty tight to this start, maybe. Let's find a backup area in case it doesn't. So what I'm listening for is something that sounds like rocks, but something kind of indiscriminate. Like you can't tell it the individual rocks. It's just kind of essence of rock crumble. So we'll try that section if the first doesn't work out. Yep. Oh, wait, what? Yep. I just did the mat command for some reason. Oops. Specifics, they're kind of okay there. I'm going to demo the other one, though. Just because, like, we're right above the thing. So if there's some specific rocks, it kind of works out. But if we can avoid it. Yeah, that one's pretty nondescript. So let's go for this one. This could definitely last longer. Just because we get more of the rock details. This could probably last the entire shot here, actually. Definitely fades with that wing flap, though. Try that out. Maybe even a little later. I'll take it one frame earlier and leave a bit more. Nah, maybe I should just take it out with the drone. Yeah, it's sitting a bit better. Okay, we'll work with that for now. Turn elastic audio off before I forget. Then I get all upset when I go to group something and Pro Tools is like, hey, you can't group elastic audio. It's against the rules. Let's get for the close-up shot. Take a bunch of that. Rockfall medium rocks. Oh, didn't even use gravel in that layer yet. to... Nope, I want it for just the overhead shot. Guess the actual term's low angle, isn't it? Kinda just that. No, I don't think that's quite the sound, but the idea is kind of what I'm looking for. So we'll get to almost shot. There we go. And play that with more rocks. Rock falls here. Nah, it's a little too crumbly and light. That's straight up crunching, which... Oh, that'll be good. Okay, so I just slowed that sound down to demo it really quick. Pretty significant slowdown, but that is what I'm thinking could be a good crunch layer for when the dragon creature is like slamming its hands down into the rock, like getting big crunch. Okay, did I have... Oh, oops. Do not do that. Did I have something else I didn't use yet, though? Rock, smash, crumble, debris. Literally something I need. What do we got? Cool. Okay. Let's give that a go with the hands, actually. Yeah, nah. Yeah, nah. That's huge. What's the shortest? That one kind of has like a... Not like a massive presence. Because it's leading up to the dragon grabbing the lion thing. I want the dragon grabbing the lion thing to be the big, like, oh, that's the powerful grab. Aside from this first one, because, you know, it's an entire, like, camera cut is this action. Bang. I just noticed a weird little consistency thing. Jeez. I don't really like the... It's like a weird stutter step in there. Nah, we need all that. if we just tie it with this impact a little better? 1, 2, 3, that. Yeah, there's a bit of that stone to it. So if we just keep these together. Oh, oops, nope. Is command click. I got it right. Yay. The second hit is a little scrapier. Like I'm watching the hand kind of reach down, hit the ground, but then get picked right back up. So let's try the scrape. Oh wait, because this one's like... Actually, flip it and reverse it. Let's try this one. Or... Just kind of bang as the camera moves. Because the shot could also be seen as a point of view from the big dragon creature. Because we're kind of seeing its hands on the left and right of frame as it like slowly lumbers and grabs this lion. So it's kind of like... Not bad. Oops. The one thing I also wanted to try was when he throws one of the lions. Like he drops him from the sky. It's kind of like a bit where the lion bounces and skids on the ground. Kind of want to try what this sounds like over here. Like, see, it also kind of works. So what I could do is just remix when I use it again so it fits a bit better. Or I could just remix it now. Whatever. Nah, it starts sounding a little too... The word I want to use is like shale. I don't know if that's actually the correct usage. See, when you really slow it down, you get that that resonant high frequency rock bit. I don't know. Like that body really bounces around a bit. Doesn't quite stop until the end of the shot either. I'm basically tying this to like end of the shot. So around like... Yeah, something like that. And then other rock layers can come in and help it out. Oops. That's better. Wait. That's better. So, in order to render that elastic in place and get rid of some gross clicks, we'll RX it. Like some clicks that are bit much. So what we'll do here, boop. Boop. Oh, no, never mind. Need more room, eh? There you go. Like... from there on-ish. Some of the higher stuff it's bugging me. Not so much the low clacks, but like... maybe like 6, higher skew. Oh, there we go, right in there. Or not. Where are you coming from? Oh. Okay, no, go away. Okay, no. Let's do some of that. There's still, like, kind of one more, but that gets to the stuff that was really bothering me. So that should work. Okay, reset the project a little bit. So I've covered a bunch of rocks so far. I'm going to quickly take a 2-minute break, top up some water here, and I will be right back. Let's see what song I'm going to leave you with here for just a second. Let's do Ultraviolet by Johnny Graves.
Radiate, flow through me like rays. Ultra violet, that aura can keep quiet. Gamma, radiate, flow through me like rays.
Hello, hello. Thank you so kindly for waiting. I also just had to check my messages super quick, and I am polishing off a quick reply before we hop back into more rocks or into sourcing sounds for something else. I just want to get the last, it looks like I have a rock slide 02.wave on a screen you're not looking at. I have this sample down here that I still want to try to use. Just to see what it is and make sure all the samples I pulled are being used. That way, when I select unused and I go to clear them, I'm not getting rid of work that I've already spotted and dragged into my session because I want to try to use it. So, are you mono or stereo? Stereo. And it is an actual stereo file? Yes. Okay, so let's start you down here for now. And I will quickly send this email back. Oops. From oh my gosh. I feel like the longer I go, the more I'm like unable to read or type normal text. Like I just, like I start looking, I'm like, oh man, is that like 2 spaces or is it 1 space? All that stuff. Cool. Okay, sent off. Who's still here, by the way? I see there's like 1 viewer. We peaked at like 4, which is crazy. But I'm just curious who's still here. Partially because I'm going to be running to a different project after I do this design, and it's already been 2 hours, actually. That too, I did actually start the stream pretty close to 11. Look at me following my actual time. Anyway, let's get this rock slide sample in. Whoever's still left here, please let me know if there's any sort of sound in this piece you'd like me to try to source some samples for and walk through my process. Otherwise, I'll probably just top up the rocks, spot a couple more spot a couple more places I can use the rock samples I pulled right now, and probably plan what I'm going to design for next, which I kind of want to be the creature steps, I'm thinking. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's definitely a lot more of the falling rocks sound I was thinking of for this area. Sorry, I drank down a water to try to fix my throat, but I did not do enough of a vocal warm-up today. Lessons learned. I don't want the gravelly, like constant kind of white noise sound there. I want it to be definitive rocks. Fades as he takes off. Comes overhead, and that's when we start getting some rocks. So a lot of what I'm trying to think of here is just the mechanics of what's actually going on in the shot. Okay, I need that up. I'll run a D-click to get rid of the annoying. Oh. I think I'll just cut around this annoying guy here. Do 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 do. I really like that song. Which I should try to bug him. He's done a bunch of really cool work lately. Like, yo, who do I need to talk to use that on some of my content? So kind of thinking of where our dragon guy's going. It's kind of like he gets overhead, and as soon as he's on top of the character, we hear all those rocks. And then he takes off. In that case, nuke fades and find a proper ending point. Oh, Tequila Otter in the chat. What's up, man? It's been a bit. We're designing for cool rocks and dragons. Do we have a better ending sound here? Maybe like that. We're kind of through the dust at that point. Because then we get a big wing flap, it takes us up. It's kind of a shortcut. Oh, yo, Otter. Okay. Oh, this is so cool. Not gonna lie, I'm vibing with these rocks. This looks complicated as fuck. Yeah, these big action scenes are so cool, but there's so many moving parts. And this, so far, has just been like figuring out rocks and like impacts and stuff. So this will be condensed probably down to like, I want to say 4 tracks once I layer it. Layering being like, there's a big hand thing up here where these 2 sounds, but I'll probably just like print them together so it's just on one track instead. Because it's just like, that's like rocky goodness, and then that's like big slam. So those could just be married, live on the same track. But yeah, it's just all rocks and slides and earthquakes and goodness. Probably just get rid of that. And then if I had a, maybe something overhead. Bit of a skid for that guy. This earthquakey section. Oh, I should find a way to continue that. Otter asks, are you doing a specific scene cut or the whole scene? Whole scene overall, ideally. I did carve out this like 1 minute or so. Let's see how long this is. Yeah, it's like 1 minute and 2 seconds, if that. Yeah, so I'll be trying to cover everything in that 1 minute. And then if I'm still feeling the energy, once a lot of this design's done, you can just remix a lot of your design. So you just sort of cut and rearrange pieces so you can get more out of what you've made. And then I can just cover the rest of the scene, which is pretty cool. That's a cool scene. A lot of real choices. Earlier, I talked about Real Talk over on Twitch. Every 2 weeks, they review like demo reels for people, so I always tune into those. And something that always comes up is when people make a bold redesign choice. Usually like Nintendo products, and so it shows like, oh man, here's this game no one really knows about, and so I have a chance to design something cool without being compared to the original and have like a really unique redesign. Is this just for fun? Yeah, basically. Just for me to like try things I wouldn't do otherwise in like normal work. Because a lot of what I've done is like graphic animations and like logos and stuff like that. So doing more creature stuff since the last time I would have done a big project for it, which literally was my VFS final in October 2019. So it's like, okay, I want to do something actiony and creaturey again. So I have like a fresh example of what my sound design skills are at, basically. Also to put in a new piece and get rid of a lame test video that's in my reel right now. Okay. Yeah, let's see if I can remix this earthquake over here. I want to see you do a Monster Hunter one sometime. I feel like the creatures would be so fun. Xenoblade's Death's a good choice, but this looks way more fun than Mario. Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's a really good choice for this sound designer because it looks like they wanted to go for like a triple I, like big budget indie kind of vibe. And one of their choices was Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. And it's like, oh, like that is a bold choice. That's really cool. So in that sense, I'm kind of playing it a little safe because I know I'm picking a scene that not a lot of people know the exact sounds for. And that's kind of working in my favor. So it's like, okay, I can just give you stuff that just sounds wicked cool. And you're not going to be comparing me to like, I don't know. It's like trying to rescore a Zelda trailer and people just being like, well, you're not Koji Kondo. Like, like I can tell, right? Someone on an earlier Real Talk redesigned sound for Metroid. And I thought that was like so cool. I'm like, that is incredibly bold. And it sounded really good. So major props. I wish I could remember that person's name because well done. And of all Metroids, he redesigned Metroid Prime 2, which is like one of my favorites. The scene has so many elements. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff covered. The nice thing about the section I chose is I don't have to worry about voice work. But if I expand the whole scene, I'll definitely do some voice work and voice editing and stuff like that. So it has everything. The one thing I'm hesitant on is putting any music in. Could I put in the original music as a test and just be like, here's my sound design, but the music was from the original game? Maybe for fun. I think for the redesign I'll upload, I'm going to do it musicless and see how that goes. Because there's so much going on that you can cover it with just sound, right? Metroid Dead Space is kind of off-world. Yeah, I just watched in-depth sound design on YouTube. They did like how long was this video? It was like 50 minutes, 50, of Ben Burt and various people talking about the sound of Empire Strikes Back. And something really interesting that was pointed out is in the backgrounds, when you're working on Star Wars, you can do whatever you want because there's no need to follow like, oh, the movie's supposed to be set in North Dakota, so these are the birds that live in North Dakota, and you have to hear these specific birds, and it has to be real. But when it's Star Wars, specifically Dagobah, they use like slowed down like raccoon sounds when it was trapped in a bathtub. They like reversed the sound of like bird chirps and stretched it out. It's like, you can get crazy. I feel like I prefer the raw elements of the scene. Yeah, if you're a Batman fan, or specifically a fan of The Dark Knight. The tunnel chase scene where like there's the I'm forgetting what the vehicle's called, the Batmobile in that movie. And the Joker has like this rocket launcher, and so Batman's like dodging in and out of traffic and that. If you go back and watch that scene, there's no music. It's all just sound effects, and it's like, yo, that feels nice actually. Same with the video about Empire. When Luke and Vader are having their lightsaber duel, there's no music. It's just the sound of the lightsabers. Yeah, the Bat Tank, or whatever it is. I'm sure it has like a name. Yeah, it's worth a rewatch. I won't ruin the engine design for you, because when I realized what the sound editor did for the engine, it ruined the scene for me a little bit. But yeah, just going back and realizing that there's no music. They let it run. It was nice. Oh no, Pro Tools. So I think we could start with the bright stuff. It's kind of like this stuff. It sounds almost icebergy. Start there. Start with a bit of that. See what mileage I can get out of it. Oh yes, dude, and it makes it so much more intense in that scene with Luke. Yeah. The way Ben Burt put it as well is by just giving it space for just the lightsabers to sing and do their thing, it makes the lightsabers seem real. Like it doesn't make it feel like a fake visual effect. Like just giving it the space and the real life sound in the duel is like, oh, like these are real swords. These are awesome. Oh, Quinn's in the chat. What's up? Slow down a fart sound. Work every time. In a weird way, you're not entirely wrong. Though in this case, I'm sticking to real rocks for now. Yeah, because it kind of crashes. I think on this part, when we start the slide. Yeah, there we go. We start sliding around there. He's like, rah, rah, rah. And then we start sliding. That's going to be the actual voice of the weird lion beasts, by the way. No cap. That slow definitely brings that lifelike element to the scene. Yeah, I don't know, when you just give it a sound, it's nice. It feels real. Run that rumbling all the way through. I can stop around there. So I'm watching this like big arm kind of flap there. It's around there. I want to drag that out. It's totally off the ground at that point. Sounds a little weird because it just needs some of that ending detailed dust and, you know, the creature wing. But there's enough of a texture and room left for the other elements that I'm pretty happy putting a cap on that right now anyway. This is just like roughing in the sound, so it's not too critical if everything's like perfect. Oh. Too small. So yeah, we'll try. I might have to go for like another explosion kind of sound. But we'll try. Dropping this in for now. Keep that pretty tight because I want that really sharp. need that much of it. We can just shorten it down a bit. Do 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 do. There we go. I'll get a bit aggressive because I mostly just want it for the impact and not the entire crunch and decay of all that. So just like... Then we just start like, rah, skidding. It's a pretty good crunch, but I could push that later. Oops, I hit R instead of T. There we go. So that with a bigger... That with like a bigger, like, boom, for it would be pretty cool. So let's grab one. Now it's a nice, like, pow. Wait, what's the... Oh no, is it this? Yeah, I actually like that more than I thought. So I'm going to continue that into our, like... That's what he sounds like as well. Just really bridge that cut. Oops. Yeah, I know. Because at that point, we're like, okay, we really only care about that roar. Maybe more accurately, shriek with how I want to play it. Yeah, I need some of that air, because that sounds pretty good. And even a little tighter. Later Timbaland in there. Wait, what's Timbaland doing? Oh, layer Timbaland. Maybe. Wait. Oh my god, wait. I just got an idea. I just got a really dumb idea. I can't cut it in right now because I don't actually have the track. But instead of creature roar, just play fucking sicko mode. Just Telethia orders the Travis Scott burger. All right, let's get some explosions. Yeah, we could. Some. Definitely borrow the big crunch from boom. Do 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 do. Dude, make him Eugene. Eugene. That'd be wild. Only real sub friends can hear that layer. It's got some heft on it. Should I just break off and make a separate sub? Yeah, let's do one LFE. So, oh, I didn't walk through this when some sound design peers were here. Oops. So basically, I adapted a bunch of quick maths type processing. Did I make a stereo track? I did. Oh my goodness. Imagine playing your sub back in stereo. Whack. Whack. But yeah, so I adapted a bunch of processes from a Marshall McGee video where he used it to like temp out some sound effects really, really quickly. But I just like it as a general like design thing. If you're just working and making your own redesigns, it's pretty nice to like have things work for you before you go in to mix things. It helps a lot. So I have this specific LFE track, and that's going to run into the sub bus, which is not playing right now. There we go. So the sub bus, all this does is it's cutting all the highs for sure. So it's just sub. Clean it up even more. Just really make it clean. Turn this guy back on. Got some low air. I haven't set this guy yet, so let's try it. Let's just run this one. So we don't want the direct. We want up to like pretty high up. No air. So nothing. We want low or we want direct. Because that's our design stuff, so it's clean and we like it. But how can we augment it? Way too much. Yeah, something like that. Cool. So yeah, now everything on this channel is going to be nice and subby. It gets a nice little boost. So when it gets sent to your sub in your theater, it, you know, boom, shake the room. I still had some of this. Let's try some of that somewhere. Maybe on this guy, because I do want to, through sound, make it seem like these lion beasts are really small and weak in comparison to the big dragon. Actually works pretty well. I like that. So kind of hits, splat. We can skip that. I don't like those. At the point it's kind of sitting still. I can just fade it. Kind of from here. When the body kicks up, you can imagine any like small rocks are gonna fall off of it. So yeah, we just need another like some constant rumbling for that. I think that's some pretty good debris on the landing. And I don't like the clackiness at the end. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it feels better. I feel like it like lingers too long and there's a weird like final click. That's better. Probably lower that because I know it won't play up too loud. It's just a nice detail. A bit more of that slide. Okay. Now we wanted more rocks here. It's got some good smallish ones close to the lions. We need something else. Just gonna try slowing this down. Not quite. Too artifacted. It's not high sample rate. Just making sure we've used all the samples before I do a quick clear. I'll remove. Save. Is there any more debris I can tie this to? Maybe in the shot after he like hits the wall. Or kind of just like looking at the space where the body is. He's like, wow. Yeah, we get this little moment. Pro Tools, please. Pro Tools. There we go. Pro Tools is being weird, but this shot right here is a good one for like debris, where there's like this dead lion and the other lion's looking at him. Quinn says, if I had to sound design, but by only manipulating one piece of audio. Oh, okay. Follow-up question. What am I designing with just one audio file? Because it really depends on what I'm designing. If it's like a movie or like a full scene like this, I really don't think it's possible. Because you just need a couple more options. Just have like the right source. Only manipulating one piece of audio. I feel like your final... Okay. If I had to sound design but only manipulating one piece of audio. What did I use? What did I use a lot while I was at VFS? I need something like really full. So I could just take away or manipulate and apply effects as needed. That's a tough question. Were it to be something like a sound effect. Come on, get back to work, walk and talk. Oh my goodness. Or it to be like a sound design competition for a sound effect or whatever. I feel like I'd have to go for something like probably because my brain is like, you're editing rocks right now. Having like big the bigger crunchy rocks. Like imagine this earthquake kind of sound, but less of a low pass and more just like full detailed close rocks, because then you could at least isolate rocks and get things like steps. You could apply effects to make it do different things as needed, but it should be on like an animation or UI or like some kind of animated or logo piece so that it doesn't sound whack. That's my best guess. Anyway. Do we just have dust? Hang on. Powerful rumbling earth stone breaks. Rock crunches and sub. Shaking the ground. Telethia. Scraping. Totally good answer. Yeah, you just have to find something full enough where you could like manipulate it. Okay, I think that was the sound Alexa was talking about earlier, and I think that literally is the like background of Phasmophobia. That's probably why it sounds like it. I should comment that. BG for Ghost House and Phasmophobia, kind of. Oh, I have dyslexia again. Kind of a meme sub scary ambient tone. CM. Good tip for library organization if you use if you're cheap like me and are just using Pro Tools as standard workspace here and catalogs, or if you're using SoundMiner or Soundly or whatever, if you find a sound you like, throw comments on it. If you listen to a sound and you think, oh, it's like that, put it as a comment. Use your initials, because that way, when you're looking back and you're just like, what are the sounds I've commented on? You can just look it up, and then you see a bunch of your comments. So then you know, oh yeah, it's like, what was in a couple years, if I'm like, hey, what was that cool rock rumbling, earthquaking sound that I used in that Telethia redesign? Well, I can just search like Telethia CM. Boom. It's all there. So super nice. Mine some useful keywords. What I want is dust. No. 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 Sounds like Metroid. No. That sucks. What? Cute. Yeah. We're already using that. Too rhythmic. Oh. That's literally a meme. Oh my god. Okay, see, okay, that's why we do this. So if you Control-Shift-F or Command-Shift-F on Mac, you can find clips by name, and if you check this box, include subsequently added clips, you can call things like some cool dust layers I forgot. And now every sound you drag in is kept in this tab until you remove that search. So it's like Control-F-ing a document or a web page or whatever. So I do really like that. I like that seeing this like wood sawdust is like, oh no, I'm still getting that like kind of small particle drop sound I'm looking for. So it's like, okay, small, dusty particle, presence, and fall. I'll include sawdust in the tag. So sawdust and wood flakes for debris. Debris is another really good tag. Telethia and inception. Grit and small. Particular details. Oh, and small. Grain. On this stream, you see me struggle with writing a sentence. Telethia, inception, grit, and small grain. Fill. CM. There we go. Fairy dust. I want to play the fairy dust because it's funny. It's funny. Sawdust. So now I'm thinking like, okay, maybe that's the only one specifically sawdust, but wood, debris. Okay. Because now I'm thinking like, oh, that wood sound is pretty cool. What other wood sounds might work? That was not bad. I didn't actually use that. Cool. So we're going to call this Telethia Redesign. Small rock slide and clacky impacts presence of wood in stone falls in. That's a little too wooden, but interesting. Okay, this is something I definitely use in the Inception design. So this is like wood, debris, and presence of floating wooden objects. Inception. Inspired design. Particles and hovering chairs. So now I can hop over to my other session and show you what I'm thinking about for that sound. But for now, let's just search debris and see what comes up. I feel like that's a stock sound somewhere. Kind of neat though. Sounds like a torpedo. Sucks. I feel like I've definitely heard that places too. Explosion rock debris. Okay, use that. Low sample rate. Well, we'll try. We'll try it. Legos. Oh, that's got it. You kind of hear at the end of that, it's got like the graininess. It does sound like you're digging a hole in your backyard and your friend throws dirt on your head and it like falls off. You're like, hey, it's not funny. And it's like this one. Or it kind of like runs off your head. I don't know. So I like that. Small and grainy dirt or dust, debris falling off of an object. Telethia, redesign, grit, and particle falls soon. Those are a little too tight, but they're kind of cool. Someone hitting like a brick wall and it crumbles. Oh, cool. A little too small. Yeah, the sounds are a little small for the action, but cool little details. What? I don't really like that one. Sounds too far away. That's a sawdust one I listen to. It's kind of fiery. Cool. Ugh. That sounds way too close to my ears. Let's just try with what we got. Rock fall, heavy rocks. Oh, it is a stereo file, but I don't like how different those layers look. That one sounds super full. Okay, so just to slow it down. Didn't really take on the subtexture. I thought it would. But, let's try on this one. It's got some rubs. Okay, so I'll use that top one. But this bottom one is a really good example of some of the crazy clipping and then declip sound effects that I mentioned earlier. Links in the chat above. So I just do limiter mono and I crush the head. Ready for this? Okay, so take a look at that sausage. So we send it over to our favorite tool, RX. So, crazy. Crazy stuff. Boop. So what we're going to do now is see, we're going to put declip on. And we're going to set our low quality because I want more artifacts out of it. We're going to preview. So it gets like weird, right? Like we're starting to get weird tones out of it. And what we can do here, I'm actually curious what'll happen if I find a spot to ambience match. Take this area and I think it's Alt-Shift-2? Yeah, Alt-Shift-2. Ambience match. Learn, preview. Oh, output ambience only. Oops. So I was just trying to find the ambience in that nonsense. It's pretty loud, so like. Okay, nothing all that cool. I'll try to. Ooh. Okay, so check this out. We get a bunch of this weirdness. This is why it's fun to just like play with shit and experiment. Use your tools both for their intended purpose and see what you can do that they're not supposed to do. So I want to go on the blood area. Blood. I'm just gonna find some of the blood section. Oh no. So we got a little bit of respite over here. So it's still kind of scrapey, but I guess playing into what Quinn asked earlier about just using what one sound could I stretch into anything I want if I only had one sound. Again, if you just use your tools in wacky ways like this, you can just get like squelchy. Or I guess maybe not this area, but if I take this for outside of the design I was working on, like the area of the design I'm doing first, we go to this gory bit where he's like crunching on him. Come on. We staple this in here. And then you can kind of see like what I'm hearing roughly. Because it kind of has that like squishy feeling, right? So you put that in with actual blood. The like squelchy dead body of this lion. Or maybe when he like bites down. Yeah, so it's like playing that more as the bite. I know it looks like raw because it kind of sounds like it with the picture right now, but it's like if you imagine that as like the blood and like gut squirming. That was me trying to like fuck up a sound. Okay, so one thing we can do is still vary speed. Put this to like 120. Okay, so it's all pretty cool. I'll put this. Pro Tools video engine is messing up, so I can't see where it's going. It's a little too big for what it is. At that action, that's the guy skidding across the ground. Hang on. So you know what? As part of that big skid over here, that might be good. Okay, we'll layer that in. Let's... There we go. Just lends a bit of help to an area that sounded a little slippery. So if we turn the video back on, now that we got that. Kind of get a bit of the rock here. We don't need to go that far. And we don't even need that proper ending. Cool. This lane's a bit of a rumble. That'll come with the other elements. I keep forgetting. Cool. Bit more of a rocky vibe there. But I saved this weirdness to kind of show something neat. Right before I think I take a pause after I organize these sounds. So if we look at this guy, I'm going to go to like 140 or something. Play the fade game a little bit. Do that. Like you can start imagining, it's like, oh. Probably not going to get used, but it's really cool. Quinn is out of here. Thanks for all the tips. Yeah, no worries, man. I'll catch you later. Let me know when you're free next week. We should do something. But yeah, just layering this in. I noticed it in Genshin Impact with the latest GeoVisharp boss they added. And it's like, it's got like this like a creature growl and roar. But it also has this rock crumbling because it's like a rock creature thing. And that's kind of what you can see when you tie it in on this image here. And if I told you it's like, yeah, this is like a weird stone dragon, you'd be like, yeah, okay, cool. Because it just kind of fits. Cute little design thing, but not applicable for my plan right now. What are you doing? Oh, that was the weird gut thing. That one's real small. It'd be over here, I think. Yeah, there's like small rock details. Let's flip it and reverse it like that. That seagull flew really close to my window. Such is life in Vancouver. Oh no. Sorry, I just realized there's like a, what is it, Western looper moth or something that lives around here, and we're in the middle of like an outbreak. So last summer, this summer, probably this coming summer as well. There's gonna be lots of moths. Not my favorite. So we'll sweep this guy up. Just to get some of the smaller details going on here. As it kind of falls, we get the small rocks, and then by the time we cut, oh, I can't check. Okay, but it's around there. You know, now I can just run it to the end. It's kind of playing these small little rocks, and it's like, bleh. I didn't actually set that at all. Just mute that then. Cool. Yeah, without that gravel layer, I didn't really sync properly. It fits a bit better. That's cool. Let's get the last sounds at least dragged in. Then I can mess with it later on. Rock, impact, slide wood. There we go. Wood, impact, sawdust. There we go. And dirt collapse. There we go. Cool. Oops. Control-Shift-D or Command-Shift-D to unselect that. Control-Shift-U, Control-Shift-B, just to remove unneeded clips. That way, when you start condensing your session down after the messy design and wasting of space is done, you don't have to worry about like, oh no, the project's still looking for this file even though I don't use it. Which will come at a later date. But for now, I think that's a good chunk of the rock work that I wanted to do. I'm just going to go back to the Inception design and quickly show... Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, so what I'm going to do... Let's go to workspace again. Kind of looks... Pen in my mouth. I'm going to take Wood Splinter. And at least drag it into the project. Save, and we got to reboot Pro Tools. Very exciting stuff. Another great reminder that Reaper and Nuendo are probably going to become the new standards for game audio. So learn those if you're starting fresh, because once you have habits, it's hard to kick them. Anyway, just crossing off my stuff. I've been doing a lot of a 1-3-5 system for my to-do list, which I'll break down in just a sec. I've had like so many days that I need to catch up on doing work. But things are finally coming up Millhouse. So we're getting through it. Pretty nice. Dope. Okay, so we're back in here and we have the right video. Yes, we do. So for the gritty design detail here. So this is a video I spotted at the start of the session. More for Tequila if you're still here. So this is like an Inception-inspired design for a... Not really a competition, more like a sound design jam. I don't know. Where this YouTuber called TheSoundFXGuy, link above to the original video where he talks about this design in particular, puts out a video clip and says, hey, I want to hear what your designs are. And then there's a fun review stream where we all listen to each other's designs and give some constructive feedback or just impressions on what we hear. And so this is the first one I can participate in. And it's very Inception-y. So I'm like, oh, I love Inception. I'll try it. And I just spotted it on stream today. You can probably check that out in the archive. Chapters in the video description. But... random bits like this. I'm just looking at this design shot because that's where you can kind of tell like what this is supposed to be. There we go. I'm just gonna bob and weave a bunch of cool sweeps. Right after the wine bottle sweep. There we go. And I'll choose another one just to sell the effect a little bit. And I'll just checkerboard it. So when that one comes out, this one comes in. And Because, yeah, I guess this could count as like roughing in a bit of my work as well. Share my time is too. I guess that one. Very speed. Something weird like that. Okay, so all this to just make a final point before I log off here. So the wood splintering, even though it's entirely unrealistic and things are floating in air, they need to make a sound because they feel real. It's like the Empire Strikes Back thing I was on about. But yeah, so with the wood splinters, you can kind of, like your brain kind of goes, oh yeah, that's wood. And it's floating in air, so cool. Like your brain kind of goes like, oh, okay. It's a bunch of wood material. I like it. If we just checkerboard something else in, make it more consistent. There we go. Checkerboard that in, but also very speed. 130 will be a bit more aggressive. Kind of duck and dive like that. Like you can kind of see what's going on. And then if you pop this guy out here. Hello. Okay. And you kind of run into this scene with that low. So you're like... obviously nowhere near final, but you get the idea. You kind of play with it. It has that presence in the air of wood flying and splintering, cracking, being stressed by something. So yeah. Yeah, that's my initial idea when I marked that sound for this. And because at 96K, I could be pretty aggressive with how much I morph and play with this. Let's do a very tedious way of cleaning the project real quick. Hide the video. Sometimes Pro Tools loses its mind if you leave a video window open. But that is about all I have for today. I'm just going to choose a fun song to end on. Let's do Wizard by Fryman. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Hopefully you have an awesome Friday and the rest of your weekend. This is another long 3-hour stream of me mostly rambling, but I really hope there was something in there for people. A lot of spotting, roughing in design work, nothing perfect or final at all. It'll be great to see these things and hear them as finals. But for now, I just wanted to give a quick window to my workspace, and hopefully I'll see you soon.
And the internet.
All right, first off, Wizard, I want you to shut
It's
off all...
pronounced wizard. There are 2 Z's, 2 D's, and 3 W's. Get it straight.
Whatever. I just want you to shut off all this junk and get the hell out of my house.
It's only $44.95 a month. That's pennies a day.
Look, I didn't sign up for this crap. It was my roommates doing.
Surely this convenience entices you. Pornography and online gaming at hundreds of times the speed of your normal advertising service provider.
Magnum set for Magnus, Wabberjack slapping like the Danger Prince of Madness. I'm the Archmajor Madness, purple is a robe, so I look damn fabulous. Grabbing elk by the antlers, riding into town, only goes to get gas. From the peasants to the priests, don't discriminate class. If you get in my way, then you're getting blasted. Everything I own's enchanted. Every potion that I brew tastes rancid. The result's still massive, like a double triple dose of acid. Yup, I'm a goddamn savage. Yup, your whole damn town just got ravaged. Yup, I'm stealing all of your cabbage to whip up some magic salad. Always grinding at the alchemy table. Got my spells and the kid from Fable. Just need one to leave you disabled. I use 2 results will be fatal. Dark art's the name of my business. Casting lightning, leaving no witness. Piss me off, you'll beg for forgiveness. Don't let me hear you asking who is this? Cause I'm the wizard. Yup, I'm so cold, my frost rises causing blizzards. Yup, I'm so bold, I'm taking dark elves to dinner. Yup, I'm so pro at dark arts, I'm a killer. Yup, I'm the wizard on the wizard. Oh, I'm the wizard on the wizard. Oh, 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 I'm the wizard on the wizard. Yeah, I'm the wizard on the wizard. Yeah, I'm the wizard.
I'm the wizard, bitch. Wizard shit.